Hey guys, welcome to the 7 to 100 Million podcast. I'm your host, Tim Warren, where in this podcast, we share the good, the bad, the ugly of building a $7 million company to a $100 million company and all the stuff that goes with it. So welcome. I'm joined by Danielle, who is our marketing manager, Paul, who is our chief technology officer. And together, the three of us focus mostly on the marketing and the building of the brand. So good morning, guys. How you guys doing?
We got a short one today since we got it's a bit 9. So
we got a short one. Yeah, it won't be super long. One of the things is with building a brand that you guys will find is you have to sometimes squeeze in what has to get squeezed in when it is, right? Just part of owning a company. Sometimes you got to just make stuff happen when you can. Paul, any updates on the ads or anything you're learning on the ad front, specifically with Facebook? Have we had any more interaction with Charlie and like coaching on that front?
Yeah, so Charlie's getting back to me on a question about lead quality, but I did last night build this link to analyze. So basically what I did is I took all of the videos, all of the ads that we've made, and I sent them into Gemini, and Gemini transcribed them, but also like created like really detailed visual descriptions of what we were doing in the video.
Yeah.
And then I compared that with performance, and then I tried to build like kind of a map of like what's currently working, what's not working. So I'll show a couple of the insights there. Let me see. Looking at the videos that have performed versus the ones that haven't, based off the transcript and what's in there. So this can give us a couple like takeaways, I think. So you had a video, the click distribution video, for example, like look at the CPL on this versus like the CPL on the data transparency.
Wow.
So you can kind of see that some of these, so anything, have you heard of my dad's company?
The Father's Day one?
Yeah.
That's
and then like this, I think like the point here is like 86% of marketers can't tell what's driving results. Like I do think it makes a good point that that's kind of like a borrowed statistic versus like something that like the person feels. So what seems to be working so far is really focus on like the pain point of the prospect. So the video, one of the top videos that we have, probably the best one is like, have you ever wondered how much traffic your site gets, what you rank for, what's driving leads? So that kind of like hits them with data that's like very pertinent to them and their business, versus like this one is like, I want to show you a super cool thing. There's a thing called click distribution, and it's more of like a feature. So that one just didn't do nearly as well. Then I turned it into like what we're missing. So right now we actually need some more bottom of funnel stuff. So I'm working on building that out today. What it did say is on the concept of agency failing, that we probably should create some like second, third generations of that video. That seems to be the concept that's working the best. Like, hey, is your current agency like failing you? And then maybe some more testimonial videos as well. Like bottom of funnel testimonial video static. So we could also do a static ad that's like a customer testimonial, which I think would be a cool one to test.
Yeah.
Like just go to Google.
Yeah, but I can also pull those from Clutch, because the Clutch ones are going to go more in depth than just like the Google review. So those can be.
Yeah, it's going to be a balance, because like on a static ad, we can't go crazy on the text on the ad.
Because Hormozy said in his ad campaigns, like he spent most of his ad energy on proof, right? Like everybody can make claims, but like, can you prove you can do it? So I like the proof. And he did say like other people saying it is so much more important and valuable than us saying it. Like us saying we can grow your leads, but another customer saying they grew my leads is like so much more valuable.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that that's like what we need for like the closer videos, because it's kind of interesting. Like right now, like all of our stuff's functioning pretty efficiently as like middle and top of funnel. So we're getting like a lot of engagement, but we don't have like a single ad that's like functioning right now as the bottom of funnel anymore. So it kind of shifts over time. So I think getting like getting a static testimonial would be the quickest way up. And then if we can try to get like a video one too at some point, that would be good as well.
All right, 2 ideas then. So Danielle, can you grab those like clutch leads and the other leads? Because you're producing that long PDF anyway.
Yes.
All of the proof, right? Because we got like tons and tons and tons of reviews. Also, we have that video on our website of Mariah, like talking about helium. Can we just take that thing, splice it up, and put that into an ad? Because she's a big, like, they're a big company, they're a big customer, been a client for like 7 years, like great partnership. She's literally on our site. So why don't we just use that one and see how that goes?
It's a great idea.
So yesterday I also pulled in our winning ads from the test campaign. So I'll show you what those are because it's kind of cool.
So Paul, the takeaway that I need to write down is our ads that it's like, let me show you this cool thing, or let me show you that thing, or this whatever. That just doesn't do as well as this is your pain.
This is your pain. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep. And that's true of like the lead quality too. So it seems like the ones that have gotten us the best quality leads have been call outs of the position. So like the marketing manager and the really like aligning with their pain. And I'd say like I think we can keep iterating on this, like, is your agency failing you pain point? Because that one is just consistently performed for us. So like all these different angles of like, is your agency telling you everything's fine, but your traffic is going down 34%? Is your agency showing you like 70-page reports and saying like, look, 5 keywords with like no difficulty are all in spot 1 that nobody searches for? The other one that I did think was a good concept for us to add in is like a mini VSL that's more bottom of funnel oriented. So this is a 60 to 90 second. So it's like a quick video where you're kind of doing a quick audit of a company. So you go on that angle of like, hey, do you want to see where your traffic is and what, the biggest changes you can make to improve your site are? And then you just pull up Ahrefs and you're like, well, let me just walk you through a live audit. But you keep it quick and short and then say, hey, if you want an audit just like this, fill out our form below and we'll do the same walkthrough for your business.
Okay.
So I think that could be going. What I was going to say is, so I was testing a ton of the ads and to find like the top performing. So let me pull up last.
We might still actually get that stuff by just editing discovery calls, Danielle.
I like that video you showed that's on social media. I think it needs to be cropped differently for ads, but the one like we were talking about, the 21x close rate if you respond to leads with that one client, I thought that one was really
was in the GLI.
The benefit. So one thing Hormozy said is like the singularity between organic content, paid content is here. And so like the best paid content now is going to be the highest performing organic content. Mm-hmm. And so I love this idea of like just taking all this video that we're doing, splicing it, getting it out there, and then whatever performs the best, we should run as ads because it's already performing well. People already like it.
Yep, 100%. Yeah. And it like our organic can be kind of more top of funnel to get people in as well. I think Lattice is the name. So Andromeda is specifically for the meta ads platform, but Lattice is like this system that sits between that like determines which content to show at different points. Like Andromeda's purpose is to make sense of the ad and figure out who it serves. But then Lattice is the one that determines like which ad shows to the people. Like it takes into account like the expected engagement rate of the video and the bid of the advertiser. But that Lattice also runs on organic. So it's the same like algorithm behind the scenes for paid and for organic to determine like which ad shows at what time. And it's like taking into account expected engagement rate. What I want to show you guys though is like, so these all basically the way the test campaign works is we run a bunch of ads and they all kind of have the same roles being applied to them. So we can tell which ones are the best based off of which ones get the most clicks. So we can see which ones are the worst also. So the click distribution one also did terrible in the test, like 0 clicks. the multi-location videos actually did terrible also. But then look at how much better currently shopping for SEO firm CTA did from an engagement standpoint. It just kept getting traffic. So this one got added in, I think 2 nights ago to our main campaign. So we're testing that one. And then check out Helium before you buy. The one where you're like, stop. Like, yeah, that one actually did really well too. So I've got like 3 of these. I think I've got 3 of these in our main campaign because
it's a good physical hook too, where it's like stop, right? And then people it catches your eyes.
Yeah, well, it definitely is. It definitely was actually like generating clicks and engagement. So the cool thing about the test campaign is it kind of serves 2 functions. So one is we basically give everything the same like conditions, and we get to see which one gets the most engagement, and then those are the ones that we can put in our main campaign. But 2, there is this thing called expected engagement rate, and it's like account wide. So the better your expected engagement rate is across your account, the better all of your ads will perform. It's kind of like quality store if you think about it. Like, so if Google had a quality score for your entire account and is like, this advertiser just always puts out terrible stuff that no one engages with, then like your quality score across your account might be like pretty low on the Google end. The same that with Meta, you have a ads account level expected engagement rate. And so this is called the Golden Bear campaign, and it stands for the expected engagement rate test. But this running in the background is always like boosted our engagement rate. And actually it's been interesting since I've been running this, our CPMs on our main campaign have like nosedived in a good way. So like went from like $100+ per 1,000 impressions down to like some of them are like $70 now. So, and we're actually spending less and doing more leads in the most recent time. But I'm looking today to like start ramping budgets up. I'm just waiting for Charlie to get back to me.
Okay, so takeaways then from me, just so I know we're short on time today. Takeaways are more ads, really specifically around the pain. Like the actual pains of, is your agency failing you? Do you know if the agency is failing you? Do you like need a second opinion because leads are down? Also, I agree with that. So that mover that we just sold, right? When I called him, he wasn't unhappy. He was like, I have a good SEO firm. Like he was not unhappy. And then I showed him his data and was like, well, you don't actually rank on page 1 for anything other than your name. He's like, I don't? Like, no, here's your actual rankings. And he's like, what? And then I showed him the traffic. And he's like, I'm only getting 200 visits a month? Yeah. Right. He's like, I'm getting 10,000 a month. Wow.
Well, yeah, that's actually a pain point I see in the market all the time where people think their SEO company is doing well, right, but it's all branded traffic. That could be a pain that you think you're doing well, but like, what if I told you 90% of your traffic is actually just your brand keywords? And if you turned off your SEO for the next 10 years, you'd still have that.
You still have branded. I know 100%. So these SEO firms are just writing branded. He also spends $15,000 a month on LSAs. So he's getting phone calls from LSAs and branded. And he's like, I'm worried this is working. I like my firm, right? But then as we peel back the onion, I show him the real data. He's like, wow, this is actually not as good as I thought it was. No, it's not as good as you thought it was. And then I show him our clients and he's like, that's way better. Well, yeah, because we know we're doing more. Like we're better, right? So it's an interesting thing. And we'll have to kind of figure this out from an ad standpoint, but like, how do you get that guy? And I think the way you get that guy is you get him to say, how much traffic do you really get? Or do you know? Have you confirmed? And you appeal to the skeptic of the business owner who's like, am I getting screwed? Is this person?
Yeah, what if he did like, what if we did like an angle? It's like, we will evaluate how your current SEO company is doing for you. Like, are you worried that your current SEO company isn't actually driving a return on investment?
Right. What would happen? What would actually happen to leads if you just canceled your SEO firm? Right. They actually go down. So I think if we can prey on people's concerns, not prey on, play people's concerns. Prey on is not the word, right? Like prey on it. No, but if we can play on people's concerns about like, I don't know if I'm getting what I'm paying for. They're worried about that because that's a real concern that actually happens, right? If people will pay an SEO firm and not really see any value. So we need to do more of those. And I think we need more proof ads.
Yeah. And then I think too, like what this is saying is we need like one of those like audit videos that's on the shorter end, like 60 to 90 seconds. Just, You could probably go all the way up to 90 seconds. But yeah, then just, like walk through the free audit. Actually, that's another thing that we haven't really done is like we're saying, hey, free audit, but we're not actually like, hey, you want to see what you would get in this audit? What we're going to actually do for you? That's a kind of a cool angle. It's like, hey, and then you walk through and you're like, here's just like a live walkthrough of what you're going to get in this audit.
So Danielle, let's do like something like this. So remember the GLI one where we start showing them stuff and then show her the page. It's like, oh, look, there's no text on this page. And then hover over it. It's like, it's the same page. She's like, what? Like they're all upset, right? What you and I should do, we could jump on, you could do some video or whatever, some screen record. And then we could do it looks like an actual, like a Zoom call, looks like a client meeting, right? But you have another website and we have ours. And then we're literally demoing that. We replay that exact same emotion, showing you the traffic. And you're like, that's all the traffic that I get, right? It's like, yeah. Like, what about these? So we could do a couple of videos where we are like reliving real things that happened and, like whatever, like replaying.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Yeah.
Showing that like anger of that's all I get. You get these reports from my SEO firm. I didn't know I only get this much traffic and whatever. Because that happens. Like we will get discovery calls where that happens. And those people usually lie, right? Because they feel lied to from their SEO firm who's like, look at all these spot one rankings, right? And then we go in there, we're like, none of those get any traffic. And here's your actual keywords. And they're all on page 5. And they're like, oh, I thought so, right? And then they get all mad and then they lie, right?
Yeah.
Good gear.
Yeah, that's
great. I think that would be a great idea. That's like another format of a working concept, which I think is like what our goal should be too. Like a little bit diversity in terms of what we're testing, but like also take the winning angle of like your agency's failing you and just create different formats of it. I did before we had to jump. I wanted to show you guys that I built this last night. And there are a few limitations to it, but I'll talk through those. I'll let Tim get the notes down though.
Yeah. All right. So I'm writing down, we need 3 types of ads now. Ones that really focus on the pain, more proof ads, recreations of the discovery call, like aha moment, where they realize their traffic is way lower than they thought, or they're being told. And if we can, people, like psychologically, people will fear things that they've seen on video happen to other people that hasn't actually happened to them.
But yeah, it's the same concept of like don't make these 3 mistakes at the gym. Like you just want to see it to just verify you haven't been making those mistakes.
So then if we show this, then people could say like, I wonder if my traffic's way lower than I thought, right? Like,
yeah.
Out and then right.
Well, you guys should definitely relive that whole like all this traffic is actually brand traffic. It's not non-brand, and like the SEO company's not actually driving anything. Like that would be a good one to relive too. So Tim, before we jump, I want to show you that I got this live last night.
Sweet.
So the one thing that's kind of a pain, and I checked both HubSpot and Go High Level, and like nobody has a workaround. It's a requested feature. Is that so? I can't really like book a full day. If I click on these, it always says 8 a.m. But like 8 a.m. is basically the whole entire day. So it's the same concept as a whole day, but it's a little confusing because you have to select 8 a.m. So I don't love that, but like, and then the upcoming week is blocked at the moment, but then this is all set to pay. So you can see over here, total amount $100. So let's say that we want to schedule for the 28th. So we'll confirm. Then we get sent to this page. We've got first name, last name. Then I'm just adding address in there. I'll add probably a note like for your care package. You can select like backup days. Backup day 1, backup day 2. And then down here, you put the payment info in order to schedule. And you can use a card, Google Pay, and Klarna.
So it's like they pick the dates and they schedule and pay all at the same time. We can't have it just like payment and then it goes to the calendar scheduled, whatever.
We could do that. It's just like, it's almost a little bit easier to just keep it all in one flow. And then we don't have to like, they're just all in one spot. Yeah.
All right, so this is great. If you can push this live and like,
it's live. Yeah.
let's see, get started.
About the 5 days out though.
That's live too. I mean, today's the 21st.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what we need to do is, Paul, if you could Slack that to me, I'm going to train the sales reps on like how to talk through this. Because what we want to do is basically like how to talk through what this is. This is not your actual definite kickoff date. You're picking the date you want to do, and then your backup dates are your like top favorite dates. The address is so we can send you a little gift, right? We'd love to send you your, like your kickoff care package. We'd love to send you that. So we need the, address, and they're like, ooh, what's that? So it creates some excitement and then, engagement or whatever. Then it's credit card, you just put it on file, and then we'll let people know like it's $100. It's a totally refundable deposit. If you decide not to move forward, then now you're actually scheduling your kickoff date. You're not going to get, if this fills up, you're not going to get pushed out, for 25 days, right? And then it allows us to actually close on call. I love that. Okay, we got to run here, but real quick. So just for the listeners listening in details, Paul, this is great. Thanks for pushing this live. If you can Slack that out to our team. All right, so next steps on the sales front. So last night I started working on it. I haven't finished it yet. I did get the muscle came in, Danielle. I think they paid, so it should be good and ready to go. Yeah. So Paul, the moving company came in and like, so I sent
awesome.
I only had to send one case study. I sent over and was just like, here's all the stuff we did for him. Like we increased leads almost 300%. We did all this with keywords. And he was like, oh, what does the keyword stuff mean? So I walked him through it and he was like, right. He was like, oh, like you increased like their 1 through 3 keywords by 70%. Leads went up this much. He's like, oh, okay, I'm good, man. Like this is good. You guys are fine. I know what I'm doing. Like, let's go for it. Sweet.
That's nice.
So yeah. And then we talked through a bunch of other stuff, but here's a couple takeaways that I had is, right. I started talking to him on a Friday. The building of trust can happen quickly if you do the right steps and the right things, and then knowing how to overcome it. He was like, I really need mover case studies. But then after we talked through it, he was like, home service is all the same. He's like, it's all the same at the end. Like we have tons of home service clients. So once you've allayed someone's concerns, the guarantee is what I use to get them over the finish line. All I said was simply, we have a 30-day unconditional guarantee. So if you sign this and you don't like our case studies, we'll tear up the contract. He's like, oh, great. Okay, cool. So then he was sold. And then he just needs to logically back it up that we have case studies that we actually know enough of what we're doing. That's all it was, right?
I got this idea because I got this YouTube video that popped up in my feed. Sorry, I'm like invisible here, half invisible. But
background is like, yeah.
I know you do this, but I was wondering, like, do the sales team have a like free, like a paid Loom account? Because I was listening to a guy last night who was like, he was like saying like his conversion rate has gone way through the roof on closed marketing deals by sending interested prospects like a Loom walkthrough video of their data. Is anyone doing that today? I know you have done that in a couple instances.
We've definitely talked about it. I just don't think anyone's actually.
I've seen Vance send screenshots. I think like, you shouldn't do videos if you're, if the person hasn't really responded to you, like that'd just be a waste of time. But I think if it's like a ICP lead, that's like where we could really differentiate.
The gear to do it. I have done it on occasion with varied success. Like I've sent people videos who didn't respond and didn't care, but they've opened some of mine. So I don't know, like I'm just testing things out. I'll do it though, Paul, if I think it's a really good lead. I can check with the team to see if they are and how often they are and whatever. But it is a powerful little tool. I'm also sending voice things. So what I'm trying to do now is more like Hormozy's team, which is like your goal is to build a relationship, right?
Yeah, add value.
Behind trust, like send people voice messages, send them videos, like connect with them, make them like let them see you and build trust with you, right? So the more we do that, Vance is doing a really good job of that. Okay, so what I did want to say, so a couple things. So I'm building out the script. So now, just for the listeners, so they know this, what we're going to do is I've got the entire sales process. I'm mapping out the entire thing, literally from start to finish, completely with scripting and everything, like the entire thing. So again, it's literally going to be paint by numbers. Then we can put it in Claude, and Claude can review all the transcripts to make sure we're actually following that process and where we aren't following the process and who is it. So we can coach along that. Then I'm writing out all of the most common objections and the actual script that I want to use to overcome those objections and to land the plan. So I'm going to write those out. And then every day I'm going to get with each of the reps for 30 minutes a day. I'm just going to practice those like we're going to practice overcoming objections. Right? It's just going to be 30 minutes of dedicated practice. and just like, okay, here's, I don't know, do it again, do it better,
Nice.
do it again.
Yeah.
Say this. So to get our team to 40% close rate from 19, what we're going to have to do is have dedicated practice, memorizing the script, dedicated practice on objection overcoming, objection handling. And then I want them to be so practiced with it when they say, well, I can't book today, I need to talk to my boss. They've said that answer so many times, it's just going to like roll off their tongue, right? Because they're like, I've said this 1,000 times, right? So they're not flustered anymore. And one thing Ramosi said I really like is like, if you've done the call 1,000 times, the prospect's done it once. So you're getting so much more prepared when they give an objection, because you've like, I've hit this softball 1,000 times. This is their first time.
Yeah, and you can hit that softball in practice. It doesn't always have to be in a game environment, and that's how you get really good at stuff. It's just like sports.
That's how we're gonna get great. So we're gonna use repetition and perfect practice to really get good. Then the gear is to hire a sales manager who can take that on and continue to use that like system, and then we can hire more reps. So then we can actually scale because we have the system like really, really, really good. So that's gonna be my focus with the team now is practice. The gear, increase close rate, get that right? Then we up prices so we can make more profit on every deal. Then sales manager, then scale sales team as we get more leads. That's the whole process. So you just have to do all the steps. Like if I had to say what I'm learning is if you when you're building the foundation of a business, if you skip any steps trying to get there faster or just out of laziness or lack of knowledge, and then the foundation doesn't build, and you start to scale and it starts to fall. Like it starts to crumble, right? And so what I think I'm realizing, what I would tell my past self is take more time to study and ask people who are further along what their foundation look like. Like, what are all the things? How do you train your sales team? How do your sales manager? How do you do all this stuff? Oh, we have all these really meticulous things. That probably didn't happen later. That probably happened early, right? Which allowed them to scale. I think I had this misconception that big companies had the time and the energy and the money to have trainers and sales documentation and systems and process and all that stuff. No. That's how they got big, is by having all of that, right? So I think that was a limiting belief / like just logical fallacy. Like when I get big, I will do it right?
Yeah.
It says I will do it right to get big, right?
Yeah,
so I think that's a slow down to speed up. But
yeah, that's definitely slow down the speed up. But that's a good point. Well, wait, I think we got to jump. But
we got to jump. So guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one, and we're gonna keep going through this journey of building a company. Hey, quick exciting news! We have made a couple changes here, a lot of changes, but we're starting to run meta ads. We've basically made 2 top level changes. I just want to share this with listeners. Or is it making progress? Number 1 is we focus. Let's advertise more. The advertising is the process of just making known, right? Just make more people know about the stuff that we have. Is it perfect? No. Are our ads perfect? No. Do we have mistakes in them? Sure. But we're just getting it out there. So we're advertising way more than we ever did. And then number 2 is we're trying to focus on, like, let's improve the sales process and the close rate. Like, let's focus on making it better. This is the first month. We're at the 20th of the month, already surpassing our sales projections, right? And our goal is to sell 50,000 per month. And like, that actually could happen this month. That's very realistic just from the leads coming in. So I do want to share that. Like, if you stop and slow down and do the right things, you can actually fix the business. If you're stuck, it's because you're doing the wrong stuff. So that's my 2 cents to any entrepreneur who's stuck. You're doing the wrong things.